Today we're going to turn our attention to Mochyn because we've needed to do a bit of sailing and we've had loads of little jobs to do on Lulu recently to get her sea ready, but we've only got a few things to do on her now. So what we're going to do is get Mochyn out today and we're going to start getting her repaired because she really deserves it, really, doesn't she? So we're going to go do that. Got a little bit of water in her, as you can see. Not good. Don't really want water in the staying in the tanks for very long, so we need to get that moved out. I've got the baler open. I should have really left these tanks open. I forgot that they were closed, to be honest with you. So let's open them all up. We'll try and just get that water to come out at the bottom there. Right, I think this mast will stay in. I'm just going to try and flip her over, or corral her, I guess is the correct word. And get her onto her back. That should do us. There we go. To be honest with you, considering she fell off the trailer, she's in good nick. This is fine, just needs repainting along this edge. That wasn't to do with the accident, that was to do with hitting my old trolley. And then this side, this bit is fine. It needs a little bit of, the tape has worn a little bit there, but then that's fine. And then it's just this bit here where you can see the tape has just worn through. So as long as we get that taped up today, that'll be the main thing. Just trying to have everything we need. First job is to get some, well, let's going to try this P80 and really try and get this back down to well, get rid of the paint really, so we've got a really good surface to stick the existing tape onto. There you go, so that's really the extent of the damage, and it's actually fine here. It's just sort of from here down to about here we've got to fix. This is the tape that's officially used to basically stick a mirror dinghy together, and this is the tape that we're going to be putting along here. Let me show you. Like that today. So just one strip. We'll just double check. Probably to there. Yeah, just done that right. You know, so obviously we've got to sand the paint down because we want this to adhere to the wood or existing fiberglass. But also we don't want there to be a bump. There's a little bump. You can always see a little bump where the tapes are, but we want to try and minimise that as much as we can. Next step, acetone. Just give that a good clean. I'm just going to clean up here as well. So next job, we're just going to dress the wood and the epoxy here, just to get it nice and wet and ready to take the fiberglass strip. But I just think it'll probably pay off just to do this, just to bind together what's there. Now we're just going to pop that on this upper edge here. Just going to seat it on nicely like so. It is quite wibbly wobbly, this fiberglass, so we're just going to make sure we get it shaped, and then we're just going to bend that over, just see if we can get that shaped. It is quite light, shall we say, this fiberglass, so it is, look at that, it's already stuck. That's brilliant, that's a really good sign. And then you can see it's getting wetted out already. And now we're just going to wet it out with the remainder of our we may get a little bit on the hull, but that will just have to be sanded off later. I've found with fibreglassing and whatnot, you just have to get the job at hand done, otherwise you won't get the fiberglass on properly. And then you just have to clean up afterwards via sanding, etc. I think what we'll do is we'll put another layer of epoxy over this just to make sure it's nice and smooth, and then we can sand the whole lot, and then that'll just sand down there. Oh, fly, unfortunately. There we go, let's leave that to go off. The only issue with doing the boat in this weather is that you know, there's so many bits in the air, you know, insects land on it, leaves, bits of dust. So, you know, one of the negatives of doing things in the winter is the temperature, but one of the benefits is you don't get all of that mess in the air. But I'm sure she'll be okay. I mean, you look at her now, and actually I think that's going to be fine. You know, so she's a very old wooden hull boat. She's going to have repairs. So yeah, I'm very chuffed with that. Poor little thing. She's going to be right as rain though. In a few more weeks, you will never know she's had this done. So I feel really guilty about Mochyn. So I've bought her a much needed little surprise. So here it is. It's actually a proper mirror, new mirror cover for her. I think I didn't realise this one was a proper Trident one. Yeah, but this one has had loads of repairs as it is here. We repaired the nose here, which made the cover quite tight. It's one of the first sort of sewing expeditions I went on. Even that splitting here. You can feel this cover's just getting really rigid. And then last week the final straw was this, and all we did was tighten it up, and it just ripped. So you know, you can't really repair it there because you need to tighten these down. But you can see where I've had to put this new one of these on. It's all come apart, it's ripping here, and you can just feel, when you feel this and then you feel this, you know, the newer one, Yeah, this one is just amazing. This one like feels like rubbery. This one almost feels like cardboard. And this one's also feels a bit thicker. So there we go. Oh, I've got a spare one of those as well, which is handy. So when she's dry and when we put her away today, she'll be having the new cover put on. Right, let's go and get Lulu. We've had a little bit of bird action. No, I don't think that's... Is that bird poo? Oh yeah, it does look a bit like bird poo. And we got a little bit over there, annoyingly. So we're going to need to sort of sort this yellow line out because it has actually chafed. The other line, the blue one I've packed away, hasn't chafed at all. Let me go over there. So I think the reason it's chafed is because these CDs where I've cut the hole and this line is just not very chafe proof, and you can see where's it chafed. Let's keep going, and it just broke. There we go, chafed through here, and you can see it's chafing quite badly on that one. Yeah, so I think what we'll do, we'll replace this yellow line with the blue line that I've got, and we'll see how that goes. If that doesn't work, then we'll probably have to ditch the CDs and just use the frilly tape that we've got. Just I've got the gaff or the yard up, and just thought I'd show you this while I'm here. The yard, I've been sort of, ever since I bought this boat, I've been hearing, reading about how you can lower the mainsail really quickly and get it out the way. But I've really struggled with how best to store it. But I've been looking at some videos and pictures quite closely this week, and I noticed that what people do, obviously I've got this halyard stay thing here that keeps the halyard to the main mast, but I can't really put that any higher really, because this is where the halyard is. And then so what I've done is I've just tied this up here. Now what you've got to stop is the top of this flapping in the wind. Now I think that's enough, even if it does flap, to stop it actually being a problem. We'll see. And then down here I probably need to put another line around there. Now I've seen some people get their sail and they fold it right back up and then tie it in here, and it's fully out of the way. What I've just done, I've just popped it in a bucket because it's already furled up with these little lines here. So, as you can see, it's completely out of the way now, which is really good. So I'm really excited about this. I always get excited about 3D printed things. This is the top of my mizzen mast that you're seeing right now. And here's my little light. And that is designed to go in here. So let's have a look. So it does, go in. Oh, it's just a bit, so this needs to go a little bit higher. I've noticed this has spun around a little bit, so it does need to, there we go, it does need to maybe have a couple of screws put in it that I've already done. And there you go, that fits in there. Now it's a bit wobbly, isn't it there? It's just a tickle, not too tight, but you know what, that would sit in there on a nice pleasant anchorage. But what I think I'm going to do is get some tape around here so it fits in there nice and snugly. And it will sort of cure this tape, so I'm hoping once it's on it'll last for a little while. There we go. So I think that's going to be brilliant, and even squashes in a bit. Just needs a bit of wiggly straight up. So that can either stay in there, just checking you can see because we are in the shade here, so that can either stay there, and we could just have the light permanent, or we can anchor, we can take the flag out, put this light in, and or if we're sailing at night we have to have this light in, and the flag can just go in the bow, in the sort of the sculling, or sculling rollock, should I say. And actually I'm told that because he's a little dinghy, you don't even need the flag. I didn't even use I forgot to put my flag on last time we were on the sea, so I don't know what that means, to be honest with you. So one side of this I'm literally going to connect up to this, and the other side will be one of the SAE connectors. One done. There you go. We'll just use this to power it up. And as you can see, the light is now on. And then what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to put the mizzen mast in now, because we can then test it for real. Whoops, try not to stand on the blooming wire. There we go. And then, you know, even if the sail's not set, then it's fine. That sail will be sort of clamped in. The only thing we have got to do is we have just got to be careful. You know, we have to lower the mizzen to get this out because it's a bit too high. But as you can see, to get the mizzen up and down, even in pretty stormy seas, is pretty simple. So this is a moment of truth. We've just got to check if this, let's remove that. Let's check if this end goes into the battery, and yeah, it does perfectly. And you can actually see, look, let's get the camera to catch up. You can see how much flusher and how little restriction that's going to have. Whereas this, because this sets hard, you know, we haven't been able to get it in, and it's eventually pulled out of here. So what we need to do is chop this off and then just join this to this, and then we should have that sorted. So I've managed to save this wire. I've just got the coat, I've managed to cut the coat off it, and you can see instantly here, look, it was the negative. I can save that for one, but it was the negative terminal that had just come out. So I'm wiggling this around now, and you can see I'm wiggling this around now. There you go, look, you can see this is working perfectly now. That's brilliant. So now we can just switch that 12 volt off. There you go, done. We finished the little sunshade. Now we can try and fit it. Now looking at this, it does look quite thin, doesn't it? But you know, if it needs to go wider, we can always worry about that later. But I'm quite excited to get it fitted. So what we'll do, we'll get it fitted on the main mast first, and then we shall get it fitted at the back. So it's almost like how you use reefing, a reefing thing. Now this, let's go back up here. This will then just attach around the mast like this. Oh, it's just maybe not quite long enough to reef knot it this way, but there we go. We just reef knot that up. So that's attached there. Now at the moment I've got these little elastic toggles, and these are supposed to just fit on the shrouds, so we can just do that for now. Don't know if you can see that. So one's there, one is here. We can just put those through like that. And then we need to go to the back of the boat. Now the mizzen mast is up, we can hopefully get this sorted out on the mizzen mast. Right, I do have this upside down, but it's okay. And I've just realised the length is nowhere near, is it? So we need to relax that line at the back a little bit so we can get this one round. So there we go. So I've got that relaxed, and then all we need to do is get this tied up here. And you can see it does fit quite nicely now. There we go, so just the reef knot. And then the last thing, oh wow, we're actually getting some nice shade off that already. That's nice. The sun is very low at the moment because it's morning, but as the sun rises you'll get more and more shade. So for these sort of end pieces, I didn't really want lines permanently attached because otherwise, you know, when you roll this up it will get messy. So I've got these two. These are quite cheap 304 clips. They've been really good, these actually. And I've made another one up for this side, and then I'm just going to cleat them off at the back here. So I'm going to do that right now. If I set it up with this, so it's kind of level. There we go. And then, oh, there's a little breeze. There we go. Well, that looks quite sturdy, doesn't it? It looks quite good, I think. Just come over here. And then you can obviously alter the height, but you know, it does what it's supposed to do. Now you'll see, because the sun is quite shallow, one thing we could do is bend this side down if we want the sun on one side. So we could technically do that, but if you're stood up, you'll see you get quite a lot of shade here. So it does keep the sun off you, even this little thin strip. But where it will be nice is in the middle of the day, you know, just give you a little bit of respite. And actually, look, you can see if you're sitting over there, you're starting to get a bit of shade anyway. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this. Go, now it's almost at head height here, sat down, and you'll see, look, we're starting to get some nice shade over here. And yeah, and if the sun's on our backs, we'll actually get some nice shade. You can see the whole deck is now shady, look. So there's starting to be places you can sit down, get out of the sun. And I think when we have a little break, this will be brilliant. Or even if we're going to have a motor about, or jib and mizzen sailing on a hot sunny day when you're not in a rush and you need a bit of shade, you know, is nice. Breezes come through, a bit of a gust. And whilst it shakes like a tent, it's holding fast. It's quite good. Really pleased with it. These are for the tank that goes on the back here. And I think what I need to do is size these up now, because I keep forgetting. So I don't have the tank with me because it's got a bit of fuel in it at the moment. So I just didn't fancy carrying it around. They're not going through because there's a little bit of butyl tape there. There we go. There we go. So these will go like this, and then that needs to go around the tank. Now the tank's about that high, it needs to go like that. So I think we need no more than that much. There we go. There we go, and that's these done. So these can be put with a fuel tank, so we know we've got them ready and sized for when we're next on the ocean. And these we can use for other things, because it's good webbing, this is. So I've got loads of other things that I need, that I can use this for. One last thing today is I just wanted to check I think these are, I'm going to call them lifelines. I just wanted to sort of see how these are going to work. So now, the most the point that springs to mind straight away is here, but I do worry about how solid this centreboard is. But I know if I need to, I can put one here, and let's have a quick look. You know, that allows me actually to go quite well aft. Not quite as aft as I'd like to go. And forward, yeah, I mean I can go all the way to the bow of that. You know, it will hook onto there, will it? Yeah. That's actually quite really solid here, this back piece. So I've got something to go all the way back with. I like the idea of it being on that. The other place you can actually put them is on the shroud. Shrouds are pretty, you know, they're not going anywhere, so that's another place you can put them. You could actually also wrap it around the mast, which is a great place. And then, you know, that allows me to sit kind of here. Yeah, pretty far back. And it allows me to, you know, do all the mainsail here as well. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with those, and they're pretty solid, these are as well. Lovely and sunny. Let's just check out this epoxying. Oh yeah, it's tickle sticky, but it's going off really well. Okay, these drips, just gonna have to sand those down. Can't help those really if you want to get enough epoxy in there. But it's looking quite good. She's looking good. There she is, Lulu, just sat there with her little sunshade going, come and sit on me. It's shady now, it's lovely here.